All right, guys, let's go see what Elite Cameraman has to say about Skibidi Toilet episode 67, part 4.
Hello, everyone. Elite Cameraman here. Episode 67, part 4 finally
Hey,
came
Elite
out
Cameraman.
after a whole week of waiting, and it was crazy. People were asking what could happen in part 4 since everything already happened in part 3, but I mentioned in my last video that there was no conclusion and a tease for what's to come, and it seems like we really got some huge reveals and were teased on what's awaiting us.
This episode's part 4, I think, really moved along the story.
There really is so much to talk about, and I don't know where to start.
I agree.
The secret agent actually directly interacted with the
That was
POV
crazy.
cameraman for the first time. And I need to remind you that if we combine all parts for episode 67, it turns out to be around 6 minutes. But if we remove the same scenes from each episode, it's probably closer to 5 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap in between these episodes to try to catch you up on the previous episode, but yeah, it makes sense that almost all 4 parts are only 5 minutes long. There might be a part 5, I'm thinking.
Most likely,
let's see what Elite Cameraman has to say.
Episode 67 tomorrow, and I'll analyze it if there are any changes to it.
Wait, no part 5?
This also was the longest time we stayed on just one POV cameraman, and maybe we might get to see the same POV in episode 68 as well, which would be a first. This episode's ending really was the start of a new journey for the few agents that have entered the Skibidi bunker, and don't worry, we'll talk about every detail in this episode. But before we do that, let's try to get to 130,000 likes this time. Also, YouTube tells me that 73.4% of you are not subscribed.
Yes, guys, make sure you guys go subscribe to Elite Cameraman. His analysis videos are awesome.
To exactly 69%.
69.
Anyways, here we go.
Let's get into 69, you guys.
Right at the end of episode 67, part 3, where the upgraded Titan TV man lasered scientist toilet's head, but it looks like that wasn't the main body of the scientist toilet as everyone guessed. And right after this, the next scene was changed a little. This also happened in the last 2 parts, and in the full version of this episode, Dafuk will most likely use the latter one. There was one thing that's weird, though. The main difference in this scene was the Titans getting up, and this really did surprise me because I didn't think injured Titan cameraman had any energy left at this point.
Yeah, look at them. They both get up, man, right away. I'm glad you guys are wrong. A lot of people were telling me that you guys thought they were dead this time around, but no, they keep on coming back. These 2 heroes are never gonna die. Now all 3 of them, look at this scene, guys, all 3 of them, cameraman, TV man, and speaker man, all together, getting ready to continue the big fight. Love this scene.
Many might not have noticed. In the original part 3, Titan TV man's core doesn't move, but here we can clearly see it changing its shape. And the
that's cool.
Cameraman doesn't zoom into his face. Right after this, upgraded Titan TV man gives a new lens protector to injured Titan cameraman. I think they might have been watching the POV cameraman back at the TV man base, and maybe before leaving, the scientist TV man cooked up a new lens as fast as possible. Titan TV man looks at Titan speakerman and says, "No stabbing," in reverse while waving his finger. This really did give me a giggle when I first heard it.
No stabbing, okay. Here we go. No stabbing? What? That's hilarious. You know what they should do? They should all get together in a circle and do a circle high five, because they're all together now.
In this scene, we also get a better look at his upgrades because we get a side view. First of all, it seems like the TV screens on his arms can turn 270 degrees, and they may actually be useful while fighting more than one opponent. If you remember episode 47, he was ganged up on and struggled a lot.
Oh, yeah,
These 2 screens on his arms may be moving separately from everything else, and their real use is most likely for defense purposes. Right after this, a huge explosion noise can be heard, and the POV cameraman suddenly looks right to see one of the craziest scenes we've ever seen in this series.
This is it. This is crazy,
I'm not
man.
gonna lie, I have no idea what I'll put in today's thumbnail yet, because there were so many crazy
look at this. 3 G-mans? Wait, so are they decoys? Are they clones? Is one of them the true G-man? Let's see.
In this scene, we saw 3 G-man toilet clones or robots or imposters or maybe even the real one. I have no idea at this point. Maybe the theory
where this is going
around that there were multiple G-man from the beginning was true, but I don't think we'll get an answer to that in the near future. One thing that looked different about these 3
I always thought there was just one G-man and then like one clone.
The toilet we know has been beaten so many times that his whole face is cracking, and he looks old at this point, but these 3 look completely normal.
Yeah, they look legit normal with the glasses on.
Introduced. They also talk and smile a lot more weirdly compared to the original G-Man toilet we know. So I think none of these G-Man toilets are the original, and they may have been actually produced after the clone we saw in episode 65. Maybe Scientist Toilet deemed that experiment to be a success and started creating a G-Man toilet army.
Like, it just makes sense. Once you are successful cloning one toilet, you would use that technology to iterate on it and develop more and more and more and more clones. So the question is now, how many clones are there?
And this is just the beginning. There are so many possibilities, but one thing is for sure. Upgraded Titan TV Man was so ready to fight all of them alone. Because in the next scene, Blood literally whips out his blade without any care and rushes into the battlefield. What a fucking Chad.
Yeah.
This Blood is the definition of a protagonist.
Look at him
his
go!
Blade literally glitches out the camera when it's near it.
That's cool. That is a nice detail. The camera's glitching out from his blade. So much power or radiation or whatever you want to call it emanating from the blade.
Going crazy because there is literally no one that can stand.
I love that little details that the fuck Booms does.
We also see him make different faces on all his monitors right before
that was another hilarious detail. All the different faces he used before on each every one of his monitors.
He jumps. Blood literally had a you-woo face on his crouch area.
That's right. The uwu face is on the crotch. Oh, little details like that is what makes this series hilarious, but also epic at the same time.
Before we continue, let's take a look at all the G-Man toilet clones one by one, because it seems like they are following a theme, and this might give us an idea of what we might see next. The first G-Man toilet clone we see is the closest one to the original and has 11 lasers, and it kind of looks like the
11 lasers,
G-Man toilet had in the troll leaks where he
the troll leak. That's what I saw that from.
If you're watching this Dafu,
kind of like that,
a microwave race later in the series. Titan Microwave Man would cook up anyone in his
I can't with these troll leaks, man. They're too much.
Way.
They're too much.
The next G-Man toilet clone we see is a plane toilet, and it seems like he has 4 rocket launchers that can shoot 4 rockets each. This probably is the least strong among this goofy trio because he will most likely run out of rockets pretty fast.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yes.
Sourcing them.
Run out of rockets.
The next G-Man toilet clone we see is a Claw G-Man toilet. This kind of seems like Scientist Toilet has been trying to upgrade different toilets into G-Man toilets, and we might even get to see something like a UFO G-Man toilet or Mutant G-Man toilet.
Ooh, yeah, the mutant G-Man toilet would be sick. I thought the mutants were really cool.
Crazy going forward because this episode proved that the toilets are a lot more prepared compared to what we thought. After seeing upgraded Titan TV Man, injured Titan Speakerman shrugs at the injured Titan Cameraman and starts going into the battlefield as well, even though he is still damaged. And it's the same case for Titan Cameraman, but he seems to be a lot more hurt and is walking very slowly and seems kind of sad and tired.
Titan Cameraman has been through the ringer, you guys. This guy, Titan Cameraman, he needs a break at this point. Man, the last few episodes have been rough for him. I feel bad for him. The question is, guys, do you guys think the next episode is going to follow the Titans battling the decoys? Or do you think it's going to follow the people inside the facility? What episode would you guys rather see?
Because it seems like they care enough to actually sacrifice themselves for the cause. But even with all these things, this was the moment this episode really started, because while Titan Cameraman was heading into the battlefield, the POV cameraman's camera started glitching slowly, and we got our first interaction with the secret agent.
Look at that. What is up with the secret agent? Defuk Boom's avatar. Wait, I see some text. Look to the left? Look to the left?
Slowly turns to the camera while saying, "Look at your left." And it also writes, "Look at your left," on the screen as well.
Whoa, why?
Listen to it yourself. This was a crazy moment in the series because we actually heard him. He also had a small smile when he showed up. I feel like we might get to see him actually talk to some of the Alliance members face to face in the near future. I checked a whole episode a couple times to see if he was in it other than this one encounter, but I couldn't find him at all. But we indeed found someone else, because the second the POV cameraman turns to his left, we see the Scientist Toilet's actual body, and it seems like he was controlling the big body from the inside. Maybe it's the same with G-Man Toilet as well, because
So was he inside the big body and escaped? Or was he outside the body and controlling it from the outside?
We know he used to be smaller. The scientist toilet actually looks mad here and is actually surprised when he sees the POV cameraman looking at him and literally starts using his laser the second he sees us. It's clear that this is his real body, otherwise he probably wouldn't have been this scared enough to shoot a large cameraman the second he saw him. This is the reason why I said scientist toilet wasn't scared enough in the last episode. Here, he actually seems to think that he is in danger.
Yeah.
And the second POV cameraman pulls out the rocket launchers, blood dips inside the bunker, and the POV cameraman starts following him. While on the way, we can see the injured large speaker man from episode 60.
he totally dips, man. He is definitely afraid. Like, he doesn't want to do battle right now.
He really is the true form of Giga Chad because of the actions he took in both episode 63 and episode 67 part 4. I can assure you that he'll never be forgotten, but we'll get to him later in the video.
Absolutely not.
Right when we are trying to go in, we can see that the box on the left sparks once again, just like it did in episode 67 part 1. And I mentioned that it might have been tempered by the secret agent. And it seems like I was correct because we get the confirmation later in the episode. Also, if you look carefully, Scientist Toilet goes to the left corridor when he enters the bunker.
Oh, that's true, yes.
This probably means that the Alliance might go to the left as well. We somehow make it inside at the last second, but after we get up and look behind, we see the Sigma large speaker man holding the door with all his strength so that the agents can get inside. And it seems like Dark Speaker Man is also here with the Alliance.
I love Dark Speaker Man.
We can also see the injured plunger cameraman running, but that's not the main detail in this scene. If you look at the left side, the passcode part for this door has been tampered with.
Oh, yeah.
And there is a weird green glow. I think we all know what this means.
That does match the coding and the glitches from the secret agent, the green glow. That does make sense. The secret agent
tempered with this door in some way for the Alliance to get inside.
So he might be helping them.
There's speaker man on the left, and he seems like he has a special weapon compared to all the other speakers.
Oh yeah, what is that?
As you guys know, normally speaker men use knives, but this speaker man on the left seems like he has a bat with spikes or metals attached to it.
Interesting.
Is this a new candidate for becoming a special agent, or will he die in the upcoming episodes?
I don't know.
While the injured large speaker man is holding the door, we can also see the multi-laser G-Man toilet shooting his lasers. Even though it's impossible to see what's going on in the battle,
he is back out there.
It's safe to say that it might continue for a while, and we'll probably never see what happened.
Oh, no, I have to see. I need to see what happens. It's going to be such a cool battle. 3 G-Mans versus the 3 Titans. That would have been a sick episode.
We are leaving this bunker for a while. We might actually get to see rest of the special agents arriving inside the bunker later on because they can teleport with my beloved TV woman. She better come inside so that I can see her more.
What?
Anyways, the injured large speaker man holds the door enough for the injured plunger cameraman could come in. This speaker man really was the best of us, and he did his duties right until the last second.
Guys, F and chat.
I have maximum respect for you, bruh. Have a nice journey to Speakerman Heaven. Make sure to like and subscribe to pay your respects to the injured large speaker man. Right after this, we see that one of the cameramen brought a plunger with him, and it seems like they were planning to save him. And I did mention this in my episode 67 part 3 analysis.
Man, plunger cameraman looks rough.
Surely won't disappoint.
Yeah, plunger cameraman looks really rough. You can see the robotic parts in his leg and his arms if you look closely.
Anyone after this point because the injured large speaker man gave his life away for him. We see the whole squad, but this scene is actually kind of goofy because the cameraman on the most left tries to get into the frame, kind of breaking the fourth wall, because why would he normally do that since he doesn't have a wall in front of him? Right after this, the POV cameraman looks at the corridor right before the episode ends, but we can actually hear something that sounds like a scream right at the end of the episode. It really seems like we are going to be spending a good amount of time inside this base because I don't think it'd have this much buildup unless that was the case.
That's definitely true. Like, this episode feels like it has a lot of build up to be something's going to happen down in this bunker. It seems like some type of cave, bunker, underground lair. This is what I'm interested in. What does Elite Cameraman think of the swastika? This crazy symbol. This has been subject to a lot of debate in Discord. I want to know what Elite Cameraman has to say about this.
And I think it's actually good this way because this will give us a more condensed storyline for a while, and hopefully we won't have time skips between episodes allowing us to see the whole journey. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to like and subscribe. Elite Cameraman out.
Oh, nothing. Okay. You know what? It might it's blurred off, it's blurred away for a reason, and maybe it was a mistake that they want to backtrack on, but to me it obviously tells us, it just clearly states that the toilets are the oppressors, in my opinion. Anyway, thank you for that, Elite Cameraman. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys subscribe to Elite Cameraman and subscribe to my channel as well, guys. Let's get some likes on this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great night.